Oh my God. What's up, everyone? My name is JJ Rice Crypto. Thursday, March 13th, the last normal live stream of the week. We are going to have a members only live stream. I don't know what time yet tomorrow because tomorrow we're going to have some family over. We're going to have a little family gathering. We're going to say hello and the family. So, yeah. So this is it. The glasses are on. That's how you know. That's how you know shit's about to get real. I literally said to Shane, yo, should I wear these today? He was like, hell yeah, bro. Hey, Hitting Licks 22. I'm pretty sure this question has to be for you. There's no way it's for me. Are you still holding Bencoin in your wallet, bro? You know, for sure. What you call it? The chart doesn't even show up on my phone anymore. Like like all the other charts on TradingView have numbers next to them. That one doesn't. That's weird. Funny how that happened. Yeah. Hell yeah. To be fair, I did no mic. What? No, you're lying, bro. Oh, Jay Chain's mic not working. Oh, okay. Chain, he's plugging in right now. Dumbass. Oh, good. All
Yo.
right. All right, we're back.
Here we go.
All right, we here? We good?
Can you hear me now?
All right, we're good. So that's a no. Yes, Hitting Licks. No problem, bro. That's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to do. Dude. Oh man, so much to I don't. It's one of those mornings where I kind of got a lot to say, and I don't know where to start. You know what I'm saying?
Start at the beginning.
Start at the beginning. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna start with a little story.
Okay.
Story time.
Gather around, kids.
Gather around. Sit Indian style. Hold your hands like this.
Kumbaya.
Ernesto Flores, is Mr. X real? I don't know. Probably not. Not sure. Story time. So as you guys know, we are moving to an island in Washington. A nice island in Washington. And it's where Jada and I met. We lived there together for a year before moving to Maryland. I was in Maryland for 3 weeks. I broke my arm, and then you guys know the rest of the story. But this island, right? I mean, this place got some characters, like comic book characters live on this island, like they're real people. And it's one of those places that has like a rant and rave page, and they're just like IRL keyboard warriors. And they're just like, oh my God, did you know that Elon Musk, like, blah, 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 you know? And so there's this really good pizza shop that's like a solid pizza spot. Like if you're like, oh, I don't know what to eat, and you look across the street, you're like, that's where I'm going, the pizza shop. Anyway, in the rant and rave page, this guy was like freaking out that I heard a rumor that the owner of the pizza shop voted for Donald Trump. He needs to rectify his transgressions with the community, as if like he didn't win the election. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, they are going to hate the Cybertruck. They are going to hate the MAGA hat. Like you have to understand the AJ that left that island, and then the AJ that came back 4 years later.
Yeah, we were talking like you got to get a custom tracksuit made, man. You just got to embrace your patriotism.
Oh,
you know what I mean,
man, dude, they are gonna hate it. It's all good. I'm really looking forward to it. Anyway, as you guys can't tell, I'm one of those people that's like, I'm very confrontational, but I'm like extremely sarcastic. So like in a confrontation, most people don't know how to navigate arguing with me because I'll fuck with you like the whole time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but no, it's gonna be a good time. But honestly, I think the truth is that when you believe in something, you stand by it. Don't like change out because you're entering an environment where people have opposite, an opposite stance. Stand where you stand. Draw your line in the sand.
In a world of waffles, be a pancake.
Exactly.
Don't waffle. Don't waffle.
Be French toast.
Freedom toast.
Or be a crepe.
Freedom toast.
Freedom toast. I like that. Bananas. Good stuff. All right, let's check in. Already got about 100 people here on YouTube. A little bit more over on Twitter. Thanks all for being here. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. We got a hell of a show planned out for y'all today. Gonna just rip through a couple stories here with the homie Chains. Trump family eyes investment in Binance US via World Liberty Finance. CZ seeks pardon for US market reentry.
Give it to him.
Wow.
Give it to him.
I mean, I like it. I mean, I think World Liberty Finance, I'm really excited to see what happens with that project. Like, you know, it's already like, you know, Trump coin kind of had its flash in the pan. And personally, to be honest with you, I think that somehow, some way, they're going to artificially keep Trump coin relevant.
You have to
based off reputation. But I think WLF is like the real story. That you should really keep your eye on as like, you know, the barometer for the Trump involvement.
And I think actually, so like if you really think about it, right, the guys that are behind World Liberty Financial, yeah, they have ties to the Trumps, and Don Jr. is a big part of all that. But really, there's three guys, and we're going to the Ando Finance Summit. You really got a chance to, you know, really see the perspective of traditional finance versus crypto. We go to crypto events all the time. They called us the flip flops. Like traditional crypto people are called the flip flops. And so you see this group of three guys that have made it, right? And you have to give credit where credit is due. They did it, whether you like them or not, or understand or don't agree with World Liberty Financial. I don't care. The point is, you got three crypto bros, three flip flops that made it to that level, and that right now they're representing us. And so we have to like pay attention to what they're doing, because there's some big stories coming out.
Yeah. Oh, dude, for sure. And like, I don't know. It's kind of people that there's like the side of the fence that's like, well, isn't it like unjust that like Trump, you know, has a vested interest in crypto and is like, you know, has a crypto project, but is it putting in pro regulation? I'm like, yeah. Do you know who Nancy Pelosi is? Like, have you ever heard her name with your ears?
Yeah, why do people care all of a sudden? Like,
Yeah.
you know, you got all these politicians that have $200,000 salaries, yet they're worth $100 million. Like, how does that even work out? Like, you don't care. You don't actually care. You're going to be upset on the internet. And you're going to be upset when you see this stuff. But at the end of the day, like, you've got your own life to live.
Elizabeth Warren, bro. I was literally
seriously.
I had like a YouTube playlist on yesterday, and I don't know how I got to it, but I was listening to like this Joe Rogan. I forget who. I might have been with Tim Dillon or something, but he was literally talking about that, and he literally says, "quote unquote," Elizabeth Warren is a fucking liar, and I was like, I had no idea that Joe called her out that hard. I was like, damn, that hurts. But yeah, but now it matters, right? Now it matters. But honestly, I'm here for it, dude. I mean, we're literally talking about a guy that, you know, who played a game with New York real estate.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, like the whole thing is a game. The financial ecosystem is a game. He's showing you transparently how it's played and what he's doing, and they're making hundreds of millions of dollars, right? I know the portfolio is way down right now. We do know that, but like at the end of the day, he's showing you the playbook of what they do.
Yeah. And honestly, like, I don't know. Altcoin Daily put out a really interesting video yesterday, basically saying that, you know, Trump had a lot of investors for the campaign through the crypto crowd. If you remember, Bitcoin Nashville, to get a photo with Trump was $40,000. I really wanted to do it. I had the money to do it. And I just kind of felt like so many people did it that like it wouldn't matter if I had one too. In retrospect, I hate myself for not spending 40 grand on that. I should have got that picture. But my point here is that Altcoin Daily is right. A lot of crypto people. I know personally people who gave the Trump campaign $1 million, $1 million check. Here you go. Have fun. And so where I'm going with this is that Altcoin Daily's hypothesis is that it was all a part of the plan for Trump to enter office, the markets to crash, for people to catch up, to get in lower, and then we explode, you know, at some point during the administration.
Right. Do you think though, like the whole idea when that narrative happens, and because clearly the administration will take kind of credit for it, do you think they'll draw a line in the sand of like when we hit that bottom and say, you know, like now we're moving forward, like forget about this crash that we had from November or December basically until now? We're not talking about that. What we're talking about is the prosperity that, hey, look, we told you when to get in. Shit was real low, and look where it is now. You made all this money. Congratulations, and thank you to us for doing it. You know, like I kind of feel like that's what we're going to see happen later this year.
I think it's very possible that Altcoin Daily is right about that hypothesis. Like, It makes sense because you have to figure that a lot of people that stood on the sidelines that never thought crypto would become the monster it became were on the sidelines. And now that, they, had something to do with, the cronies got together and said, let's crash this thing. Cause let's be honest, guys, like retail matters, but this isn't retail's market anymore. It hasn't been for quite some time now. And now it's just more and more. Crypto Face and I had a pretty great conversation last night on the phone. And we were literally talking about, the trading conditions right now. And since everything is so manipulated and that of how hard it has become to trade. And basically what he was saying, and I do agree with him to a certain degree that I got to find a different Bitcoin chart before I pull this. But what he was saying is that like basically with the crypto market now is that you have to find the windows of time where trading is the easiest, because a lot of times like leverage trading, no matter how good your positions are, is really hard based off of how much things move. For example, if we look at Bitcoin's price action,
you want me to bring it? Okay,
I got you. If we look at, let's say, just even this recently, right here, okay? So we're talking from our local low, 76.5 something, to our local high at 84,000. This range right here. From bottom to top, all right? Let's just use this as the top. About 10% range in 2 days. So we could say, if you bought the bottom, Bitcoin went up 10%. But it's a different story for the people who with leverage along the way. Okay, because we see this move in 2 days, and yeah, we went up 10%, but right here we came down 3% in 4 hours. Right here we came down 2.6% in 5 hours. Right here we came down 4.4% in 3 hours. Right here we came down 3% in 14 hours. Like, this is not easy to trade, guys.
Most people are going to jump out at that point, right?
Dude, like, although overall, yes, 10% move up in 2 days. But if you are like in the moment to moment trading this is really tough conditions. And I don't think people understand how much money is being exchanged when we kind of get these like almost whipsaw, go all the way up, all the way back down, all the way up type ranges. That's billions and billions and billions of dollars. Like, it is not easy, dude. And what Face was saying is that you really have to focus to find those optimal windows. And we actually talked about this example right here. So we had the slightly higher lows, because like let me paint the picture first, is that right here we had these big dramatic swings, right? I mean, we're talking even before that, you see like how much volatility was involved there. And even in these moves, like the volatility, like how big the downs were on the way up or how big the ups were on the way down. And then after all of this hecticness, there was this right here. Look at that. Look at that right here. Bitcoin said, hey guys, I'm really tired. Listen, I'm kind of sleepy. Going to take a nap. I'm going to chill. And right here, Bitcoin went into a 1.4% range for a day and 15 hours. And the 1.4% range was really the beginning of the range. And then it got like smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller on. And right here on, once it put in that low to here, we're talking, it's been over a day in a range smaller than 1%.
Wow.
That's crazy. A full 24 hours, 0.67% range. All right. So anytime when you see these big, drastic ranges, drastic moves, and then it just falls asleep, and it will range in this very, very tiny 1%, 0.7% range for more than 24 hours. When you see that happen, I want you to think the boomerang the slingshot is not the boomerang. The slingshot is getting pulled back further and further and further and further. The spring is getting pushed further down, because when we're volatile and then we just go sideways and it's exhausted and there's a complete lack of volatility, that is when you need to say, okay, here comes the move. This right here was a master class on trading. Just this example. And look what happened, right? Even like, with our patented strategy, we come up above the 50 EMA. We lose the 50 EMA right here. And from that point, just that idea, we're talking, I don't know, an 11% move down in 2 days.
So when you're trying to digest this and you're trying to, whether it's learn from mistakes or, start to work on your strategy for the future, you look at that, and because you've moved away from, what was it, the 50? Is that what you said? Or the 2?
EMA?
Yeah. Like, so that was your indicator of, okay, doesn't look like it's going to break up. It looks like we're going to break down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. And it's also, you could have just went from, the confluence of these lows here, because at this point here, if you're watching this, Bitcoin's been in a 1% range for more than 24 hours. This is an example where we don't care about the range, we care about the break. And what our conversation was saying is that moves like this are really hard to trade in the day-to-day. Although it was a 10% move up in 2 days, look at how hard it was for the day traders to get there. Where a move like this, where it just gets completely exhausted, completely kicked down, there's no volatility at all. That's your sign when you say, okay, the slingshot's getting pulled back, the spring is getting pushed down. Because when this breaks, it is going to just be extremely volatile. No matter the direction. You know what I mean? The direction isn't promised. It's just the fact that the volatility is coming, period. These are things you got to watch. And even now, I mean, this is a really interesting range for Bitcoin. You can kind of see how this wick from back here is playing kind of the ceiling now. Kind of have the ceiling, and now we're not even able to get to that level. I would say that is a very important level locally for Bitcoin to reclaim at 84,000. Let's just call it 84,700. Very important that Bitcoin gets above that. And then if you want to, say, if you were to try to draw an uptrend here, you would see that this has already broken down. And at this point, I would say that we would probably use that low as an alarm, 80,650, or even this local low right here, if you wanted to tighten the range, 81.58. And I would say tightening the range is a good idea. Why? Because we're pending a death cross on the EMAs right here on the small time frame. So, and even when you come down to market cipher B, you can kind of see that, we had the RSIs coming down, the expansion of the RSIs coming down in the momentum flow. We're in the red. We're coming down in the VWAP. Obviously the bearish reversal in the momentum oscillator is very obvious. And then, so I would say the tightening this range to this alarm here, let's just call it, 81,600. Then you could use this as your short in the event this alarm goes off and we get the death cross. All right. So that second circle there would be target 1. So I would say from our alarm, basically 81.6, we have a 1.1% target to 80,600, and then a 3.16% target to 79,000. 316. Bitcoin is about to open up a can of whooping.
Give me a hell. If you don't know, I saw a comment from Jason Owen down in the chat there saying gold just hit all-time high, and I checked that, man. It is breathing on 3,000.
Shit, yeah. I don't have a problem looking at the chart.
What is in your opinion? What is the correlation between gold and Bitcoin? Because I know, like I think several months ago when we were looking at this, you could see that there was a very clear moment where gold was going down, and that was the moment that Bitcoin started going up. But I feel like right now with gold going up, do we think that this is time to pay attention, and maybe we are going to continue to go down. 72 people are talking about, maybe lower. We talked about that yesterday a little bit.
1 moment. I'm gonna side by side the
Gold and Bitcoin.
Yeah, I guess I'll go gold futures.
There you go. This is a great time. If you guys are watching, appreciate you being here. Make sure you smash that like button.
Yeah, for sure. I do see the super chat from Sean. I will get to that right after this. All right, so bang, bang, bang. So wait, why does that not seem? Oh yeah, because it's gold futures. So let me okay. Here's normal gold. It is pushing to 3,000. And yeah, I mean, the charts looked pretty similar for a minute there, to be honest. If you're kind of scrunch, it kind of had
look at that accumulation zone.
This kind of range, like the sideways range. So that's 2024. Actually, I'm totally wrong. I was zoomed out. That disregarded my last statement. So basically, looking at 2024 on the charts here. Let me scoot this over just a little bit. There we go. So as a kind of overview of 2024, the beginning of the year and then kind of February was the takeoff point. And guys, this gold chart is a perfect example of the 50 EMA. Look how the price just bounces off the 50 every time. Bullish continuation. That is pretty crazy. And Bitcoin obviously had a long point of consolidation here, where gold was running. And then Bitcoin has another point of consolidation here where gold was running. And to be fair, October, it's funny is that right here, October 28th, and then the low here, January 1st, while gold came down, that was Bitcoin's time to shine.
Yep.
On its chart. So, they are kind of flipped there. That is really interesting. I mean, I feel that, there are certainly people that still believe in hard assets that, and I mean, rightfully so. I didn't think so from January. I'm just curious now. January 1st to now, Bitcoin's up 95%. January 1st, 2024.
Okay.
And January 1st, 2024 for gold. Be right there. I mean, overall, Bitcoin is still up more from January 1st, 2024 to now. But the gold chart, obviously it was a lot less headache and a lot more gradual. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously you're going to get the volatility is much slower with gold, and it's hard. I mean, 43% in a year. I'm not jumping out of anything to get into anything else. That is
nope.
Yeah, I would like to learn more about the correlation coefficient between these two charts, because I'm always kind of looking at the stock market Bitcoin connection, not so much the gold Bitcoin connection. That's something I would like to do a little bit more research on before I make a public statement that's kind of not true north.
Yeah, you got your analog gold versus your digital gold. It's a great
Yeah, that's totally fair. That's totally fair way to look at it. And then looking at the stock market, kind of a similar story to gold.
Oh, yeah.
In the sense that from 2024 on, it was just a straight ride up, where Bitcoin had this big consolidation phase and then the move up. Like we said, from January 1st, 2024, Bitcoin is up to the price now about 95%. Where let's see what the stock market is. January 1st right here. It's about 16%. Top to bottom, it moved 29%.
Woo!
At the beginning of 2024. That's what I'm saying. It's like, okay. But you have to understand how much larger the stock market is than Bitcoin. And guys, we've seen, like we mentioned on the show just yesterday, we've seen these dips in the stock market before. This is not out of the ordinary. To be fair, this is the one that has gone further below the 200, where these previous tests, we went under the 200 here, we kissed it here, but this one's like under the 200.
Do you think like your traditional brokers and all those people that push the S&P 500 are saying like, buy the dip?
I think so. I would say yes. I would say, like I said, losing this support resistance level right here would be kind of end game for the stock market. And I do feel that the next summer is going to be rocky. The next couple of months are going to be rocky. And then the end of this year is the projected move. And then to be fair, like anytime, I wouldn't be surprised to see some of the volatility be pushed into 26. Like if we started climbing at the end of this year and topped like February, March 26, that wouldn't surprise me at all. That really wouldn't surprise me. But dude, and also our conversation goes back to our conversation about, are we going to see a lengthened cycle? Given the macro regulation, given the way Trump is approaching the economy, if there was ever a time for crypto specifically to go on a 10-year run, it would be off the back of this administration.
I have seen a lot of narratives and a lot of people talking about how we potentially could be seeing the end of the 4-year cycle, like playing out right now.
It's possible.
I'm not saying one way or the other. It's I'm with you. Very possible, highly likely, extremely necessary. I think Bitcoin. Sure, Bitcoin can always do its thing. It has the math. It's got the miners. It's got the schedule. All that. I get it. But the rest of the ecosystem's got to grow up and move on.
Yeah, I'm with you there for sure. And Jason Owen did make a good point, hoping Bitcoin follows gold. And traditionally, Bitcoin has followed gold. Bitcoin's always a little bit behind gold. There was literally an article that we pulled the other day that talked about just that. So that's where we stand on that. I do want to keep the ball rolling. I want to get back to Sean Koss's $5 super chat. Hey, Sean, thanks for the $5, man. We do appreciate you. He said, I just bought another 5K of Jasmine to DCA my cost down. Also, seems like other YouTubes think we can hit 68,000 and still be okay. Do you agree? Seems a bit low. I actually think Bitcoin could go further down than 68K. So here we are looking at the overall, fib from the bear market low to where we are now. Understand Bitcoin still above the 382, under the 236. That is very, quote, strong when it comes to a Fibonacci reading. That's extremely strong. And if you were to kind of draw this uptrend here, connecting this, Bitcoin could actually, if it was to fall straight down the hill, it could actually fall to 63 to 65, depending on how fast it fell, and technically would still be in this uptrend. I will say that if we lose this uptrend, break structure completely, it's going to be a long, going to learn today. But yeah, and to be fair, guys, I want you to understand that Bitcoin, that daily death cross does look pretty scary. It does look like it's pending. But let's look at the other examples of the times we got death crosses in this uptrend. All right, right here, we got a death cross.
Still pumped.
And literally, we got the death cross. We ranged for a month and flipped it. It doesn't have to be the end of the world. Right here, we had like a little touch, nothing happened. And right here, we got a little touch, nothing happened. So we have seen, like, every time the death cross happens or almost happens, it hasn't been like a pure death cross like back here.
Look at the so those two examples that you just showed us. Look at the volume that happens to be sitting at those zones, and then look at the volume where we're sitting right now. I feel we're looking at a little bit different of a story.
That's completely fair. And
that's why they held, right? That volume is what propped it up. Whereas, like, if the death cross happens and there's not the volume to support the weight, it could push it down because you've got nothing there to hold it up.
That's true. Also, what I'll say is, looking at the oscillator right here, we were kind of like in the red and then flip green. And then right here, I mean, shit, dude, we spent 136 days from May to September 2024 in the red on Market Cypher. And literally, I mean, the entire bear flag, top to bottom, was only a 32% move down. So these 30% dips are common in bull runs, and top to bottom right now, we're down 26%. From the wick bottom was about 30%. So I would like to see Bitcoin respect the 382 Fibonacci and at the very least just test this uptrend. If and you know, to the saving grace here is that we kind of have been, we are in like a sort of local downtrend on Bitcoin, and when you click on Market Cipher, you will see that we do have the past two we do have a bullish divergence on the daily chart on Market Cipher. I know this chart's very messy right now. Let me clean it up a little bit. AJ's chart graffiti. It's like no other. No one does it like me.
No one does it like
yeah. I mean, this is a clear bull div, right from here, you know, coming down, and then the oscillator going the other way. And then if we say, you know, was 76.3 the local bottom? I mean, it could have been. It could have been. I mean, and why do I say that? Like the CPI readings yesterday gave me a lot of hope.
Okay.
Coming in lower than expected. And what I'm saying here is that when we go back to the S&P, all right, right there, is that when we look at this, is that the reason I'm saying is that that could have been the local low is because every time we have these sharp moves down, we correct up for months. Sharp move down, correct up for months.
Mm-hmm.
This could be the sharp move down, correct up. It very easily could. And if that reflects with crypto, you know, it is a hard lesson about altcoins that, you know, so when I sold, you know, a lot of crypto in December, you were at the office that day I did that. And it was a lot. It was scary, but I'm glad I did it.
Absolutely.
I bought $100 of every altcoin that I was holding in that specific bag.
How much are they all down?
And I'll tell you.
I love doing stuff like this.
Yeah,
you know,
I always have experienced the market through exposure, and I'll even do this. I'll make a random account and just like watch it from this point. But from that point, I bought $100 of all of these coins, and this is what they're at now. Bitcoin $78, HBAR 66, Algorand 46, VeChain 45, Doge 45, Jasmine 40, the Graph 40. And it is kind of funny how Algorand and VeChain are very close together in by market cap, 46, 45. And Dogecoin 45, which is, I would expect that one to be higher. But Jasmine and the Graph are close to each other in market cap, 40, 40. And then Hedera at 66 has held a lot of its values and which makes me think the fact that so many altcoins got obliterated.
Yeah.
And HBAR
preserved about a lot of its value.
Preserved a lot of its value. I mean, yeah, let me go to it.
It's like HBAR and XRP were like the two of like all the coins that I look at the most often held their value the most, right? And that was actually a graphic I looked at yesterday, and it was the top 100, and it had shown. I think if you could probably find this on CoinMarketCap, it might be their index for altcoin season or whatever, and it shows you how things performed over the last 90 days. Bitcoin was down like 16 point something %, and then you got a lot of altcoins going, you know, that way. There were several that were in the positives, but you know, nothing really to write home about. But it showed XRP was only down 5% in the last 90 days, with Bitcoin down like 16, 17% there.
Right.
I thought that was an interesting statistic.
It really is. And when you look at the Hedera chart, you will see this wick right here.
Oh, wow.
From the BlackRock spike high in April. All right. And everyone thought that was it for HBAR. We're never going back past these levels, blah, blah, blah. They dropped the ball, all that. And from bottom to top, HBAR pumped 844%, but not many people were able to get their average buy price all concentrated in this circle under 5 cents. A lot of HBAR was bought between 10 and 8 and 7 and 6. I bought a lot of HBAR at 6, 7 cents. And but it is really interesting that this wick level has been the floor. We wicked off of it 3-4 times now. And what's interesting is that if HBAR was to fall, obviously there is cause for concern from here to here. Losing this all but guarantees a trip to here. And that would be 18.2. That would be a 20 2% move down to about 14 cents. And then I mean, I'm not really taking the zoomed out volume profile into account. And also what I'll say is we kind of got this, we kind of have like the more broad stroke downtrend from that. And then we have like if you kind of wanted to draw two just to keep track, we kind of have this more sharp downtrend from here. Okay. And that's actually from the top. Okay. What I will also say is that if you kind of zoom over and just focus on this bit of price action, market cipher, this is bullish for HBAR. And if this prints lower down here, that would be a gift. That would be extremely bullish for the HBAR variance, because as you can see, HBAR has been trending down. So to have a large bull div like that, if it holds 18 cents, if you see HBAR in the 17s, you're worried. You're worried. Okay. But if it holds there and goes, but what I'm saying is that we've seen altcoins get obliterated. I bought $100 of all those coins that day. The Jasmine and the Graph are $40. Algorand VeChain is $45. HBAR is $78.
Yeah.
And the fact that it held so much value makes me want to buy more of it, because it's obviously has been chosen to be, this was a top performing coin, a top 3 performing coin in our December pump. And I wouldn't be surprised for it to be a top 5, top 10 performing coin in the next pump. It's going to be harder to get that, if it was to pump 800% again, obviously that changes things because how much larger the market cap is. But I still feel that it's like a rock solid pick. I mean, 800 percent would take it to about $1.73, $1.75. And that would be insane. I wouldn't be surprised even if we from these prices just got like a 4 or 5x. A 5x from here would be $1.16, $1.17 all day.
Yeah.
All day. I feel like that's in the cards for Hedera, man. And yeah, it is a matter of time to see what happens with these two angles here, and if we do hold this, guys, big alarm on HBAR at 18 cents. If you see HBAR in the 17s, we're probably really close to the death cross. If it gets the death cross, we're probably going to go short. It's going to take months. But what I'm saying is that when we go back to the stock market idea, okay, is that if this sharp move down, we have sharp move down, pop, sharp move down, pop. If this sharp move down becomes the next pop and we are close to, if not at the local low, I want you to pay attention that right here on the daily, we have printed the green dot and we are at the bottom of this momentum wave on Market Cipher. Market Cipher works on the stock market just like it works on crypto. All right. And if we go back and look at, okay, let's look at this bottom here. Look, green dot, bottom of momentum wave. This bottom here, oh, green dot, bottom of momentum wave. Hell, even this bottom here, green dot, bottom of momentum wave. And here we are, green dot, bottom of momentum wave. If we get this relief and come back up and push towards a new high on the stock market, the low's already in for crypto. The low's already in for the stock market. Don't sleep on this analysis.
Yes.
Set your alarms.
You know what you should do?
Very serious time right now.
I'm with you, and I feel like everybody that's watching here, we're all in crypto, right? And that's why you're watching this show. But you probably know somebody in the stock market, and maybe they're not paying attention, and maybe they are, right? Maybe, but that could be your way into having a conversation about crypto. It's like, hey, have you looked at the S&P 500 chart in a while? No, let's take a look at it. Look at this. Look what it's done all these times. Boom, boom, boom. And then you can start saying, hey, let's look at some crypto too. Like if you start showing people that you know what the hell you're talking about, they will start listening to you.
Yeah.
And it's all of our jobs at this point to make sure that we get people into the space the right way.
Yeah. I mean, and even just something as simple as looking at the stock market chart and making that observation. Hey, look what happened at this low. Look what would happen. Look what happened at this low. Look what happened. Look what happened at this low. Look what happened. Look at the point of control. Like these are very simple observations that are very powerful readings. And
Absolutely.
like, you know, I am a disciple of the game, ladies and gentlemen. I do love the game, and I don't miss these little details ever. And I would not be surprised, man. I'm telling you, that look how low the RSI, just for the sake of argument.
I mean, it is way down there.
Basic relative strength index for the stock market, S&P. And to be fair, something being overbought or oversold does not guarantee or mean reversal. But what I will say is that these were the two big spikes before, and they were immediate reversals. And now this is the third most gnarly big spike. And what I'll say is that this is obviously all divergence from that point, because the stock market has gone up since August. And this one has gone lower than any other pump down before. I mean, the RSI reading is currently, 29. That's, I'm telling you guys, this, if we get the relief stock market push up, crypto will follow, altcoins will follow. I personally think we are very close to, if not already at the bottom, for the local bottom.
I like that.
I think that don't get me wrong, I still think the next couple months will be rocky. I think that the next push up could just be the next higher low, and it's going to take longer. I'm not telling you it's happening overnight, but when Crypto Carter says, yeah, no way it's over, it's not over. Absolutely not. And everyone's guys, the whole bear flag, oh, that was it. That was it. That's what we got. That was our bull run. Go home. Yeah, how'd that work out? Yeah. December called. It wants its money back.
Well, it got all of it. It got all of its money back already, and then some. Well, at least for some coins.
What's up?
I said December got its money back.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Seth Hammond in the chat. That is an amazing way to learn, AJ. That's why I keep showing up. That and the S entry, which is the phantom chart, you gave us last night. Grogger, hell yeah, that was a sweet one. Shout out to our homie Seth from the Telegram group. We have been we've been heavy in the Telegram group. Specifically this week, I felt that conditions, don't go to the charts yet. I felt that conditions they're tough, but if you know what to look for, there is a lot of money to be made right now. I mean, not even to show the oh, this is sweet. Where's my S chart? Actually, I'm fine. So, I'll do S and then I'll do sweet.
Bring it up?
Not yet.
Okay.
I hate that it's Sonic.
No, the only Sonic. I don't eat fast food, but it makes me want tater tots because I think Sonic has tater tots.
So, yeah, man, that was an insane call. So, yeah, you can go over. So, what we were talking about in the Telegram group was the curved nature of Phantom. I'm still calling it Phantom. Of S is the ticker for Sonic. And obviously right here from the bull cross, that was kind of your sign, top to bottom, 16% in 20 hours. Of course, it has come down from that. Let's kind of just look at this from, an SR perspective. It makes complete sense that it got rejected there because look at this. Look at this fight, so that level. And then even if you continue this over, I actually just will go ahead and continue that line. Look at this. So that is really the difference between previous high value area and our low value area. And we need to take that rejection very seriously because of the conditions of that rejected. I mean, it is very simple to see, oh, this is where Phantom could be, but that is the level you must break. And that is exactly where we got rejected. That level obviously was clearly on the Telegram charts. And what's interesting now is we kind of have these levels, and this was a part of it, that we were rejected here and we were rejected here. So obviously this alarm around 46.7, almost 47 cents, was a trade alarm for sure. And from here, we're above the 50 EMA. We have the curvature, 8% in 2 hours. Not bad, right? Not bad. But what I will say now is that although this is a large 8% range right here, this is in no man's land, because look how quickly this came down, and then look at the gap in the volume profile. So you got to kind of think to yourself, well, one, the pressure trade idea, that's what I mean by a pressure trade, where the 50 is where you're so far above the 50 and you're at a massive support resistance level. This short in retrospect made a lot of sense, but not that I personally traded this short, but you get my point. And so what I'm saying now is that these two alarms, the top one being at 50.07, so just under 51 cents, and this alarm being 46.7, almost 47 cents, this is about an 8% gap. I'm not going to trade Phantom unless one of these two alarm goes off. I'm looking at it that simply. Yes, there are more targets, there are more levels, there are other things that tipped off that trade that Seth is raving about from the Telegram group. And of course, I'm glad that the groggers are eating. That's what I do. I give my personal trading positions to my community. And as you can see, your boy don't miss. Your boy don't miss. So yeah, I always have kept an eye on Phantom. And when I see this curvature forming, you best believe that we're going to talk about it in the Telegram group. So big shout out to the homie Seth, and shout out to anybody in the group who hit that trade. If you want a little bit of insight without the full Telegram group chart, I will give you these two alarms because like I said, we are in no man's land with the volume profile.
This is which coin?
For
Sweet.
Sonic.
Oh, Sonic. Okay.
All right. And you see how quickly this came down here. So I don't care what happens in this box, considering what happened here. We're either going to return to this range, or we're going to go back to the previous value area. What happens in the middle here, I don't give a shit. I don't care if it ranges here for 3 days. If it ranges here for 3 days, good, because that will just be the slingshot getting pulled further and further and further and further back.
Question.
And that is the break of this range is the next trade on S. That simple.
At what point do you look at that and say that it could be the handle forming of a cup and handle?
Well, it very well could be the cup.
Right, like you've got the cup
yeah.
formed, and what it's doing right now, this retrace is starting to form the handle, potentially, right?
Exactly, dude. So, and I bet you this takes us to support resistance. Oh,
always does.
Wow. Isn't that funny? Isn't it so funny how that works? The math is always mathing, everybody. And so from the break, when this turns around, this will form the handle. And 0.507 is the breakout level. 20% to 61 cents would be the entire measured move. And from our current price now to the top of the measured move would be a 26% move. And I'll just go ahead and type up here 0.61. So there we go. Definitely good catch on that. I was thinking that when I originally started talking, and then I started talking about the volume profile and forgot the cup and handle. So good catch on pointing that out, Chains. Good eye. Yeah, it does. I am not touching this thing with a stick right now. I will be waiting for one of these alarms to go off. So, and guys, that's what I mean by the patience required to trade, is that it's not, I don't trade because I'm in the mood. I don't trade because I have a feeling. I trade because an alarm just went off. And if I set an alarm, it's a significant occurrence. And that is a situation where one of those two alarms says something about the direction of that chart moving forward. Just like the alarms that went off that led into that trade said something about the curvature and bouncing off the EMA and the pressure being kind of pushed up, and why our homie Seth nailed that trade. So yeah, so Messy Boy says, what's FTM saying? That is FTM. Sonic is the rebrand of Phantom.
Rounded bottoms, pay the bills, baby.
Rounded bottom, pay the bills, 100,000%. Yeah, I still call it Phantom too. It's a big problem. Oh yeah, I do want to point out to you guys really quickly here. 1 second, let me get to where I'm going.
Tell me when.
I will. So right here, I do have an active giveaway up over on Twitter at AJ Writes Crypto. So if you have to follow, like, retweet, and sign up for Bitunix. If you already have a Bitunix account under my link, you're already in. 5 winners will get $100 in crypto. 3 winners will get 6 months in my Telegram group. and one winner will get a year in the Telegram group, the new Grogger shirt, and $250 in crypto. If you win and you already have a membership, it will just extend your current subscription. There are well over 300 traders in the group now, and they are all badasses. And as you can see, this giveaway didn't do the best. Only 100 people liked the tweet, and you have to follow, like, and retweet and sign up.
That's good odds for good odds for people.
You have an 8% chance. No, excuse me, a 9% chance to be a winner right now, because there are 9 people who win altogether. That win something, and there's only 100 likes. So at the most, there's 100 entries. Yeah. So guys, but you also have to keep in mind that actually that's incorrect, because only 66 people retweeted it.
It's even higher
odds. To retweet to be entered. So the other 40 people that just liked it aren't in the running. You have to retweet and have a Bitunix UID number to get involved. So, 9 divided by 67. Those are pretty damn good odds. Yeah, 9. Yeah, that's good. That's pretty good. So, yeah, head over to the Twitter there and get yourself involved in that giveaway. I'm going to keep it open until probably Sunday, since it kind of overperformed. I want to give people time to get in it, but wanted to bring that to your attention. And I know the Groggers love their giveaways. I have been known to give things away. About a month from now, I will be doing my first long-form podcast with Sonny Liu, the founder of VeChain.
Nice.
And I will be giving away a brand new Tesla.
Boom. That's big.
Tesla. That is one of 4 Teslas I'm giving away this year.
That's awesome, man.
That's
really exciting.
This is becoming a thing. This is kind of becoming a problem. Is that now I'm starting to talk to my other sponsors about doing large giveaways. And we're talking about giving away a Bored Ape. We're talking about, giving away just straight up crypto, like large amounts of crypto. I haven't worked out the contract yet, but I am talking about personally sponsoring one of the largest professional skateboard competitions of the year, called the Tampa Pro. I have talked to Paul, who is one of the founding members of Spot, the skate park of Tampa. I mean, if you guys, I will show you really quickly on YouTube. What did I just do?
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, this is in the works. It's not official yet, but it I feel like it's going to happen. Tampa Pro 2024. So, I mean, all of the top skaters from the X Games, all of everyone skates this competition. Right here is the live stream of the finals, 5-hour live stream, 285,000 views. While I'm talking, I will play Yuto Horigom's winning run from last year in the background quietly. I mean, this kid is just a prodigy. And as you can see, packed house, a lot of really good, visibility, thousands and thousands of people will watch this event live. So basically the concept here is I'm going to sign on as a sponsor for the event. And then I'm going to give away $5,000 to my favorite single trick of the weekend.
Hell yeah.
Whether it's Nyjah Houston, whether it's Yuto Horigom, or whether it's an unknown pro who lands a hammer, someone's going to win $5,000. And then I'm also going to give maybe $5,000 to someone in the audience, someone who is watching the event on the live stream, or basically it's a Gleam type giveaway, and someone in the crowd could win $5,000. Someone watching the event is going to win $5,000, and one of the skaters is going to win $5,000.
That's sick, dude.
Who
is doing this? Who in crypto? Like you talk about like adoption, and that's like the key thing that we talk about. A lot of things that are happening in crypto right now is we are moving towards this whole mass adoption phase. But who else from like, I don't know, let's say the influence level is going out and having these Web 2 touch points like this, where you are grabbing a totally different audience?
Yeah, man, no one has ever done this before. And, it is a risk. There is a chance the ROI isn't there, but I think the attempt is worth it. Just to to do something like that. I mean,
and all this stuff is a passion to you, though, like, you know, motocross and skating, all that stuff. It's a passion.
Of course, I grew up skateboarding, and I would like to. I actually had an idea of eventually starting a foundation one day called Crypto for Kickflips, where basically, you know, it's like a nonprofit to give underage kids skateboards, you know, underprivileged children skateboards. Something I'm probably gonna do later in my life. With my big boy money. But right now, you know, I think spending money on this is a chance. You know, it's expensive, but I feel that it would be a good experiment to see how many people click the link, how many people scan the QR, how many followers will I actually get if I sponsor an event like this? You know, what kind of traction could I generate?
It's a really good first touch point for this whole kind of experience.
I think it's worth a shot.
I love it.
I think it's worth a shot. And at the very least,
you'll know afterward if it's something you want to do again or not.
Exactly. At the very least, a skater wins $5,000 and someone that watches the competition wins $5,000. And, you know, in this, and I want to say this is that last year, the competition, the best trick winner only won $500 and a Nintendo Switch. And there was another trick contest where they won $1,000. And I think the third place in the contest or second place in the contest only won $5,000. So this is heavily like, to make money as a pro skater, you have to have a shoe deal, a board deal, wheels deal, grip tape deal, a shoe. You know, you have to have all. You're making your money from your sponsors. You're not making money from the contest itself. So to put up 5 G's for one trick, no one has done that.
That's pretty dope.
Best trick for last year was $1,000. I'm multiplying that by 5. So it's like, personally, as a YouTuber, sponsoring it as a YouTuber. Hey, this kid does crypto education. If you want to learn about the future of finance, give him a follow.
It's a great message.
QR code if you want to get on the giveaway. That's what I'm doing. Like, no one else is doing that. And like, I want to be the one that breaks off. You know what I mean? And like, I think that there is a massive, massive gap between our world, you know, the 200 people watching the show, the people that are in this community, and the people who understand this community, and everyone else. And everyone else wishes they had someone, a friend, to explain crypto to them, or wishes they could at least get involved in some way. A lot of people, when I like wear a crypto or a Bitcoin shirt in the grocery store, they're like, dude, how do I get involved? Like, please show me. Like, so many people want to learn. Right. And I think like you said, to have a handful of Web 2 touch points where I just go to large events and I'm like, hey, this is my deal. Check it out. Love it or hate it. I think it's worth a shot, dude.
Yeah, and you will find that a lot of people resonate with it, with you, right? Like, you're there. Like, again, kind of putting your whole passion into this thing. People will get that. They'll perceive that. They'll understand that you're not just some schmuckety schmuck that from Wall Street or from, you know, that came in that, you know, normally wears a suit that decides to show up on race day and say, hey, look at what I've got going on. No. Like, you've been there. You've been a part of the culture. You're part of all of that. And I think that will actually go a lot farther than, again, if you just were to take like a corporate sponsor and all of a sudden they want to have a promotion and run it. Like, it doesn't hit. This will hit.
Right. Yeah. It's worth a shot. I've also talked about like sponsoring like the motocross series and like giving a dirt bike away at every round.
That'd be wild.
I have these grand ideas, and like, it is expensive. It is very expensive, but I also feel that a rising tide brings all the ships up. You know what I mean? And like, say I take these big chances to tap into Web 2, and, you know, say I get, you know, 10,000 followers from this event or 5,000 followers from this event, and do that a couple times. And eventually, you know, I build my Twitter to 100,000, get my YouTube to 50,000, my Instagram. I don't even post on Instagram. I'm actually thinking about starting a heavy Instagram push or just restarting a new one. I haven't made that decision yet, but like, say I am able to build further off the back of these pushes, it's only going to bring more money in,
right?
Because I have more of a sway, and
you have a stronger brand, and you strengthen your brand.
Exactly, but I want to be known as the crypto guy in the Web 2 world, because the Web 2 world doesn't have like a poster boy for crypto in their mind. They don't. Like, they just don't. Right. You know what I mean? If anything, the closest people in all of crypto to break the zeitgeist is Altcoin Daily. And thankfully, they're two very good friends of mine.
Right.
So, yeah, man, I definitely need to step up my IG game. I might post on Instagram like 3 times a year. I like, because crypto's not on Instagram. I generally am on Twitter, and like I don't care. But it's also at a point where, you know, I do have some people on my payroll now, and I could obviously, Goody should be posting on my Instagram 3 times a day. Like, why am I not doing that? You know what I mean? So, certainly, yeah, I'm thinking about it.
There you go.
I'm thinking about it. One day,
growth, man, growth.
Yeah, one day at a time. Yeah, we did kind of go far down the rabbit hole. Already been on for an hour. Dude, it is time, bro. It's time to do our daily floor check.
I knew it.
It's time.
I was excited for that.
Here, our daily floor check. Oh, okay. The weird hat. Dude, I'll tell you what. This one right here is a rock solid floor ape.
It really is, man. You got Bitcoin Orange in the background.
And it's not like...
Is it a 4 trait?
It's not wearing a birthday hat. It's not...
No, it's 5.
Yeah, it's a 5 trait. But it's not wearing... its eyeballs not poking out. It doesn't have the weird mouth. Like,
classic.
It's a clean ape.
He's not happy, though. He's bored.
He's bored.
He is bored. He is not happy.
That is one bored effing ape for $24,000. And dude, that's a solid ape for the floor, to be honest. Like, I think that's a good starter ape for someone.
Good starter ape.
I closer to the floor. I have been liking. If it wasn't for the earring, that would be the one.
Dude, if I had 14 ETH, that would already be in my wallet.
Yeah, and then of course things do get more expensive as you go down.
God, man, that spinner. That naked cheetah spinner with the hard glasses.
This is the first cheetah available.
Cheetah gang.
Heart glasses, spinny hat. It's about to say, "Fuck you." That's what it's about to say that word with its mouth. Or get out of my yacht club. You know what I mean? So the thing is, like, I know people that like kind of want to be their ape. Like Loudmouth wears like the hat.
Yep.
If you buy that ape, like you have to wear that.
You got to wear the spinny hat.
Conferences now.
You got to get the heart glasses too. I think my daughter has a pair. If you need to borrow them.
Oh, thanks, bro. Yeah, you got to be that guy. And also, I think that this one.
Oh man, that thing is
rock solid. Because I'll wear a Japanese headband and a red flannel.
Dude, if you need, I got a red and black lumberjack. If you need to borrow it.
But yeah, definitely solid apes on the floor today. I do love that part of the show. We talked about
that robe with the halo is not too bad either.
Oh, I know. Let's go back and look at it.
Oh, I know where.
Right here, the halo with the robe. Yeah, that one's super clean, and its eyes look like it just smoked a little bit of weed in heaven. A little bit in heaven, chilling with the angel, smoked just a little bit of weed. All right, so Donald Trump. We talked about the story early on. Hopefully, that actually got another World Liberty Financial story right here. They complete 99.3% of the token sale, major DeFi milestone. World Liberty Financial has successfully sold over 99% of its recently allocated 5 billion tokens, showcasing its strong investor interest. It faced early setbacks, but gained momentum following the Trump of the launch and Melania meme coins. The project's token is designed for governance, allowing holders to influence platform decisions and democratically shape its future, as most projects do. This is, I think, a vote for this coin is a vote for the legit Trump. I feel like this is going to become the legit Trump coin. The supply is 100 billion. I think that is a locked supply with an initial allocation of 20 billion for the first public sale. The sale started back October 15th. For about a penny and a half. The initial target sale was 300 million. Nonetheless, weak demand in the early stages led to a drastic reduction of the pre-sale target to 30 million. All right, so that is also worth saying. And now, at the time of writing, only 34.6 million tokens of the 5 billion public sale remain available. So, obviously, I think the milestone comes shortly. Its announcement with its SWI partnership, which I think is a really strong move considering how fast the SWI blockchain is. If you want to learn more about SWI, watch my price prediction for it. We kind of go into what it is, how it works, how fast it is, all the things. The aim of the collaboration to explore opportunities in DeFi will also integrate SWI's technology into the token reserve macro strategy, supporting leading DeFi projects. So, yeah, man, I think still early. We're talking the token sale right now. Keep this one on your radar, guys. Keep it on your radar. I don't have too much to say other than I'm glad that the president is so involved in our industry. win or lose, corrupt or not, vested interest or not, whatever. A win for crypto is a win for Trump, and a win for Trump is a win for crypto. And we are Kryptonians.
Kryptonians.
We do this
I love
for
that.
a living. Ripple, little green light here, gets a regulatory green light to offer crypto payments in the UAE. Shout out to Dubai. I'm surprised this story took so long to happen because the Dubai gives out regulatory license like lollipops at the dentist.
I just had to have a conversation with them because they said we've got a deadline by Christmas. We need the $10 XRP. So they're like, oh, let's fast track it then.
Oh, that's what happened.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense, dude. That makes a lot of sense. But yeah, that's big news. And guys, there have been stories like this all week. Oh, this country is doing this. This country gets this license. This country's doing this with Tether. This state's doing this. These are the stories you see as we lead into a bull run. The doors are opening for more accessibility worldwide. U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, what a politician name. Howard Lutnick, sir, 3rd district. Like, I can see that. The guy's literally a House of Cards character. Side story. Yo, the show on Netflix, 0 Day.
Okay.
I watched that 6-episode series in 0 days.
You binged it. Watch him cook.
Bro. Robert De Niro, politically as a human, basically a koala bear. Look how cute he is. But like as an actor to this day, Jimmy the Gent from Goodfellas still got it. All right. And he's come a long way from shaking down the cigarette trucks. All right. And as far back as I can remember, I've always wanted to be a gangster. Hey James, go get your fucking shine box. Okay. I'm done with my Goodfella references. I
love it. Such a good movie, though.
Great movie. But what 0 Day on Netflix? Basically, premise is there is a massive cyber attack that shuts everything off for exactly 1 minute, and a bunch of things on the phone says this will happen again. And like, who did this cyber threat? And obviously 3,000 people died on trains and car crashes and like all this stuff because everything just shuts off. And it's a hell of a series, dude. 6 episodes, 1 and done.
Let's go.
It's clean. Check it out.
I'll check it out.
0 Day. Thanks for sponsoring this show. I was kidding. I wish. Okay. But Howard Lutnick, straight from Netflix, says that Trump aims to abolish taxes for earners under $150,000.
Let's go.
I wish they'd made it $15 million.
Dude, there's so many different ways around that.
Oh yeah, but
you know what I mean?
Let's not talk about tax evasion, please.
Well, it's not tax evasion. What if you were to just invoice people at a 0 cost, but just put a little line item in there that says, gratuities that are aligned with industry standards are always accepted. No tips on no taxes on tips either.
I see what you're saying. I definitely see what you're saying. But what I'm saying is that I think this is a great start.
Oh, 100%.
I do feel that the way America is set up, it is almost impossible for your average Joe to climb the socio-economical ladder. It's extremely difficult. It is the toughest thing I've ever done in my life. I'll tell you that much. And as you're kind of climbing up the ladder, some of the rungs on the ladder kind of break off and you fall and you kind of start climbing back up again. It's a struggle the whole way. But you got to basically think, if you are a W-2 employee, you don't really feel that dent because most people on W-2s opt to get their taxes taken out with each paycheck. So best case scenario, you actually get money on tax day. This is not the case. Once you become self-employed, once you have your own business, once you get W-9s, as a writer, I got W-9s. So
you self-contractor, right?
Right. Yeah. So I would say I make $3,000 in 1 month from writing whatever. With a W-9, about $1,000 of that, if not a little bit more, goes to Uncle Sam. So everything you make, just divide it by 1/3. Not fucking cool. And it's the whole capital gains versus income. That's not easy to navigate because you can write off income, but not capital gains. But income is taxed heavier than capital gains. So you kind of got to play this game, especially if you get paid in crypto. How much of this was income and how much of this was capital gains? And what can I write off? And how are you going to negotiate that? So when I see stories like this that are talking like, okay, well, let's lower the taxes for earners under 150K. I think that's a great start because the people earning 150K need that break more than anyone. Because if they think to yourself, if you're a W-9 employee or if you're making less, say you're only making 80 grand a year and your paycheck doesn't get that tax taken out of it every time, guess what? Now you actually have money to catch up. Most people are living a paycheck behind all the time.
All the time.
I forget the actual statistic, but a certain percentage of Americans can't afford an unexpected $500 bill. I think it's like 70% or something like that. That blows my mind, dude. That's actually crazy. So I'm all for this kind of movement. Obviously, I would like to see them get rid of crypto taxes too, because that would that would be amazing. Roughly 60% says Glitter Queen in the chat. But yeah, man, I would really, and a lot of people are gonna stop making 170 and start making 150. I'll tell you that.
149.99.
Yeah, 147, baby. Yeah, I didn't make 180. I don't know what you're talking about because that would be the game, right? Because if you make 155, you're gonna walk with 100, and people that made 147 walk with 147.
A lot of people taking pay cuts.
People are gonna take pay cuts on purpose. Exactly. I mean, 150 grand. I mean, yeah, the first 5 weeks of this year were pretty cool, but yeah, that's So I hope they do it, man. I really hope they pull this off. Next story here, IP story. Bull run continues, 17% weekly gains amid market weakness. Guess what, guys? Guess what chart we've been posting on Telegram for a couple weeks now?
IP.
I got a story to tell. It's about this chart we've been murdering in the Telegram group. I mean, guys, we literally have been posting IP since we got on Bitunix, and this thing's continuing to go against the market.
It's been a top gainer, I feel like, almost every single day for the last couple of weeks.
And it's been a top gainer in the Telegram group too. People are killing it. So guys, if you are not in the Telegram group, you are missing trades, period. AJ Alpha Group, gmail.com. Sign yourself up. Get involved. Nebraska governor says state is open for business in the crypto space. Enacts crypto ATM bill. Shout out to Nebraska and all 18 people who live there. Let's keep going. Wait, that's the last story I have pulled. Okay. Shout out to Nebraska, though, man. I don't really know who's like, hey, honey, let's pack up the kids.
We're moving to Nebraska.
We're moving to Nebraska.
I mean, if you're
no one ever.
If you're a rancher, maybe.
Please. But I think I flew over it a couple times.
It's boring to drive through, I'll tell you that.
I bet it is. Yep. I bet it is. I have been keeping a close eye. I'm going to give you guys some alpha here on my Ando setup from the TG group. We kind of got these wicks right here, and we opted yesterday to tighten this range from 87, actually 2 days ago, and that actually ended up being a correct short right there. 4% in that move was 4% in 6 hours, but most of the move happened in 5 hours, about 5% in 5 hours. And then, it kind of wicked these two alarms here, but now locally, right, it has struggled. Well, first of all, a couple things here. Since this low right there, it has not gone beyond that alarm. And we are almost pending a death cross on the 50, and we are in the red on the money flow. There is obviously a gap in the volume profile that kind of spits us out down here. And if you were to kind of draw the uptrend like this, no matter kind of how you cut that we lost that. that local uptrend. And also you got to think, all right, we also have this pennant. And I would say that this is kind of looks more like a breakdown than a break up. And this low that we set right here, we wicked it, but we haven't lost it in over a day and 36 hours, day and 36 minutes. So Ando's very close to that alarm. I would say if you wanted to get nifty with this, target 1 would be 82 cents. Target 2 would be the established alarm at 80.06. Be 1.8% target 1, 3.6% target 2, and then if you kept going, 78 cents if it was to give it all back. Obviously, this becomes a much larger trade, and with the setup, lower high, lower high, lower high, and now this, putting in a slightly lower low, kind of starting this downtrend like that, I am interested to see if this is the bounce point, considering the divergence, but we're so heavy in the red and coming down the RSI. I mean, I think that with the point of control right here, that it might kind of go through like this, but I'm kind of convinced that if this continues and we get like a wick through this alarm and the death cross pushes, I'm going to short Ando. If we go through that alarm, so 83, I want to give myself a little bit more room. I'm going to say 83.5.
And you said it potentially dropped down to what is that 82? Is that next line down?
Yeah, 80. I'm going to say 83.5 because 83.5 will be a clear break. It's a little teeny bit below the level. That would be my short. 82.1 and 80.07 would be target 1, target 2. So that's what I'm looking at. This, like I said, this could be a baby bounce here, and then it could kind of fight for a while and then come down. But this looks like right now it's going to come down. We'll see how it plays out. Obviously, set your alarm. I'll set this alarm. I'm going to click on the line itself. I'm going to click on the clock. I'm going to click only once. Ando, short, create.
Boom.
There we go. All right.
Do the work once.
There it is. Boom, 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 everybody. I wanted to check XRP really quick. Let's see where we're at.
It popped today, didn't it?
So we this is the daily. And we actually talked about this on the show. We had a couple of XRP stories earlier in the week. And, we talked about how this kind of formation, we had the hook on the RSIs. The RSIs are starting to expand ever so slightly. Hopefully we could get, if this is a very short spike in the red in the money flow. But the divergence, from, this dot or even this dot, kind of did give it away. And then the wick from this level, we wicked it here, we wicked through it there, reversal. So at $1.90. So if you see XRP in the $1.80 something, go short. But from that alarm, we did have about 11% move in 3 days. But now we are kind of faced with, we kind of have the local nature of this uptrend. Let me change the color of this line. I'm going to make you blue. Oh, you didn't turn blue, did you? No, you didn't. I want blue. Okay, it's blue now. I have a bad carbon voice, sorry. But as you can see, we kind of have this, the trends with a intersection point in May. It's just kind of been ranging back and forth. And as you can see that once it kind of started the down, up, each one kind of gets a little bit less. And then when you kind of look at it like this, I would not be wanting to trade XRP this moment, considering just the back and forth nature. If we kind of eliminate this big wick up here and kind of just look at this flat range, that range is much larger than I anticipated to be.
What is it?
I mean, XRP, February 28th to March 2nd, it did pump 50%. That is a little bit bigger than I thought it was. Let me reconsider what I just said. Hold on a second. I need to think.
You zooming in.
Okay. So this is a situation where even like we talk about these local head and shoulders, the local inverses. and that would have been about the breakout point right there. This isn't the chart we drew. We did draw an inverse head and shoulders, but it wasn't on XRP. I actually need to go back and figure out what chart that was. But here's the setup: is that this level is kind of preventing it from going. Even if you wanted to pull this down to here, because you can kind of see this rejection like that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wanted to look at that range as itself, and then the head and shoulders level here, and then look at this as the conditional range, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. So this is bottom is 225. The top is 234.5, and it's about a 4% range. That would be my current C range for XRP. And then you could go alarm 1, 238, and then previous floor back there, alarm 2, 242 on the top. And then from this high, this ceiling, 221, and then this floor, 214. So we kind of have our range here, and then target 1, 2, target 1, 2. So that's how I would interpret XRP right now. And obviously you're reacting to the break of the conditional range. That's how I would look at it. Keep in mind that it is up from, it did have an exaggerated 21% move in 20 some days. I wouldn't be surprised for XRP to get exhausted, to kind of move sideways, let that slingshot get pulled back a little bit, to let that spring get pushed down. Keep in mind the point of control is underneath, and for it to return to the point of control, it would lose the 50 EMA. So what I'm saying is that if XRP was to lose 225, I would not go short unless it's under the 50 EMA. If it's under the 50 EMA and it goes under 225, I'm green lighting an XRP short. There you go. They're my thoughts on XRP. So boom. Hell yeah, everybody. Guys, what a week, James.
Seriously, man.
We've been killing, dude.
A lot of crazy things happening.
We've been absolutely killing. What do you think about Polygon?
Me personally?
Hold on one sec. Someone in the chat. What do you think about Polygon? That's my answer. That's my answer. That's what I think about Polygon. It's not in my portfolio.
Same.
That S call was badass. I was sleeping when the alarm went off, said Kyle. I don't ever sleep, dude. I take naps. I don't truly sleep ever. Can't you tell? If only I had a USB stick to put in the mail, JJ.
My gosh. Get out of here. Smash the like button.
Smash the likes. Smash the likes, everybody. You guys are awesome. I absolutely love this community. You guys are, the cool as they come. About 170 some people in the house on YouTube. Y'all, thanks for being here. Let me get a fresh refresh, see where we're at with the like number here. 126 likes, that's not bad. But if we got to do 150, I'd really appreciate it if you smash likes on the way out the door. Hey, Chains, I heard do you have a video coming out on your channel this weekend? Care to share some light on it? Can you say you had like an Ando review of some sort?
Yes. Yeah, I've got to fit. Yes, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I am finishing the final touches of it. It will be out later this weekend on my channel. You can just find me on YouTube at JChains.
Yeah, definitely, guys. Go give my homie JChains a follow on.
Thank you
on YouTube. He's been working hard on his content. I've been seeing it. It's really cool. Definitely, we are going to continue. To be clear, we are going to continue our collaboration once I move to the island.
Mm-hmm.
I will make a proper announcement once I'm about to move. But I am still kind of planning my future content schedule. Keep in mind, I am having a baby, but I'm also...
You're having a baby?
I'm having a baby, but I'm not going to disappear. I'm not taking a hiatus. I'm not taking... Obviously, I'm going to take a week or whatever, but I am going to be very serious about my content schedule on the island.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually putting a lot of things in place to already have a studio almost built by the time I get there. So, nice. For any of you worrying about that, don't worry about it. Chris D says, this is not a bull run. Yes, it is.
It's just getting started. Dude, my gosh. Just wait.
Bitcoin's in a macro uptrend. Hold on. Oh, man. I hate when that happens.
Bitcoin's been going up since 2017. Level. Time to get in.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with it. It's not in terms of confluence,
Uh-huh.
like small
You mean
time
to bring this
time
up?
frame confluence. I'm not in love with trading this alarm. I'm going to keep a close eye on it, but in terms of small time frame confluence, I think it's going to fight here. I don't know if it's just going to shoot from here. I'm going to keep a close eye on it, but I'm not jumping into this trade just because the alarm went off. I'm going to be very patient with this one.
But spot buy the heck out of it.
Oh yeah, long term, 83 cents. That's a win for sure. A big time. But yeah, yeah. Chris says that this is not a bull run. All right, dude. Well, let's prove you wrong real quick. So, okay. Mm. Mm. In what world is this not a bull run? Like where? Where? I want to know. Like where is this not a bull run? We went from here to here, and I'm betting that this is going to the end of this year. Okay, that's what I'm saying. We are very much still in a bull run. I would say bull run is over if we lose this uptrend. You know how I always say you're in a downtrend until you're not. Well, you're in an uptrend until you're not, and we are in a confirmed uptrend. It is that simple. All right. Someone says you look really good for being prego. No homo. Thanks, Doom. I do appreciate you. Andorific, he says in the chat. Say hello to the glitter queen. For I am glowing. I do. I do have a little baby. It's just full of pizza and yogurt. Okay. Yeah, I got a booba. Don't you worry. All right, I'm being silly now. I like the silly end of the show though.
Me too.
Remember my Severus Snape DEI hire rant earlier?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was good.
That was good.
Yeah,
that was good.
his eyes, motherfucker.
I was talking to my mom about that after the show, and so I've got two. I'm one of five siblings, right? And I've got two younger sisters. I was just a little outside of the range there, but my two younger sisters are about the same level as you. Like waited in line at the theaters for the releases, all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, no, for sure, dude. Big nerd alert. 100,000
red flag.
You know. Hell yeah. I'm not going over Polygon, guys. I'm not trading it. I mean,
you don't own it?
I think there is like, I mean, how much leverage volume does it even have? 6 million? Guys, on Bitunix, the floor changed. Because, on Femex, I used to say, any altcoin with more than 10 million you can trade. And Bitunix is so amazing because so many altcoins have order books with hundreds of millions, if not at least 50 million. POL 6.7 million. There is zero interest in trading this coin. And that says a lot when, I don't know, Pepe has 428 million. Dogecoin 400 million, with 160 million. Cato, big winner in the Telegram group, for 143 million. Dude, no. You have to be able to accept when a coin heavily loses its relevance. And I do completely feel that the rebrand didn't work. At least from my point of view. I would like to see it come back to its grace. But in the same breath, no way, dude.
It'll perform it. Just there will be so many other things that outperform it. It doesn't make sense to, in my opinion. If you're underwater, you got to do what you got to do. But at some point, you cut your loss and you just move on to something that's going to make you money.
Yes, for sure, dude. I'm kicking myself for not shorting Cato, dude. Literally, like, I woke up and like, so I kind of am against.
You want me to pull the chart up?
I don't want to show that it's
okay.
But I'm against when I just look at a screen for the first time and jumping in a trade, because I've done that before, and like I like to think about it more. Kind of come from a more calculated angle. You know what I'm saying?
No, listen, I think that's a great way to do it. Like, even with the alarms, when the alarm starts screaming at you, that doesn't mean just jump into a trade.
Yeah.
That means go back to the charts and look and assess the situation. Like, you may say, like, you know what, that was the idea, but I want to do something different now.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure Paula is still making moves, guys. You just got to realize there's thousands of coins in crypto, and if that one pumps without me, I don't care. Like that's all I'm saying. Like I'm out. Like I don't want to buy that coin. There's so many options. You can't have them all, and that's one I'm opting to not choose. Do you. That's all I'm saying. I'm not being disrespectful. But what I will say is that I rolled up to my computer this morning and my Cato short alarm went off, and I kind of talked myself out of the trade, and I am kicking myself. I literally went to the order book, was like kind of looking at the order book. I set my leverage. Like I went through the whole step.
You just didn't pull the trigger.
I just didn't click the button. And I would, from the leverage that I was going to go with, from the number I typed in, I would have probably made like $26,000 by now. I was going to go into that trade, and I didn't do it.
That's how it works, man.
Myself right now, dude. And now it just got the death cross, but I'm also like not going to. But it got the death cross, but the bull dip swimming. So I think it's probably going to turn around and fight the 200 and start the new range, and it's in that downtrend. So like I'm not going to try to revenge a pressure trade.
Right.
Like I'd rather like let it catch some air in this in the downtrend and then maybe roll back into the short, or if it pops up above the long alarm above the 50, I might just wait for the next directional shift. So but I did completely miss my own trade for sure. I'm a dumbass.
The good thing is there'll always be another.
It happens to the best of us. We do happens all the time. But guys, you all are completely awesome. Much love to each and every one of you, everyone in the Grogger Nation. Thank you to my sponsors, to Bitunix, to Market Cipher, to VeChain, VBetter, to Algorand, to Karate Combat. Guys, it's been an awesome week. I absolutely love doing these streams with J-Chains. I am really holding on to every day. This is my last month in Georgia. I came to this state a humble guy. I drove with my dad, my best friend, and my girlfriend at the time in my motorhome, and I lived in my motorhome and rode my DRZ to work in the rain countless times, and barely got by, barely paid rent, had to move my motorhome every 2 weeks because you couldn't stay at one place for longer than 2 weeks. And eventually I had just enough money to drive my motorhome back to Maryland, give it back to my dad's motorhome, and then get my apartment. And from then it's just been a slow grind that eventually built to where I am now. And guys, it didn't happen overnight. There were times where, Jada believed in me when I didn't believe in me, where I second guessed everything I did, where I didn't trust myself. But somewhere along the line, somewhere along the way, I got this unwavering confidence in myself that AJ, you got this. You got this. Look around all these people. They're not looking at this like you're looking at it. Stick to your guns, be yourself, get rich or get wrecked. I live by the sword. I'll die by it if I have to. But, this boy became a man in Georgia, man. Like I'm very grateful for my time here. I made good friends. I lost good friends. I learned some serious, valuable life lessons that cannot, money can't pay for experience. Money can't pay for your friends, and you can't buy heart. You can't buy determination. You can buy a lot of shit, but you can't buy heart, dude. You really can't. And I know I say these things and I give you guys insight to this stuff because I know a lot of you are me 5 years ago when you are just that you're right now, you have one AirPod in at work and you're just listening to anything that you can find to give you that motivation to keep going. That was me. I know what that's like. I know what that struggle's like. And I also learned day by day, habit by habit, how to rewire my association with money and how to look at it in a way where it doesn't matter anymore. And the second I gave up was the second it started to work. That's me right now. Said Texas Grogger. Well, dude, you have to want it more than anyone. You have to want it. You have to go get it. You got to get up early. You got to go to bed late. You got to study. You got to focus. You got to fight. fight. All right. Quick question. 2 questions in the chat that I'm going. AJ, what's the lowest daily volume I'll trade on Femex? The order book was smaller, so I had to kind of do either trade Bitcoin or Ethereum or Solana because they actually had heavy order books. I could do large trades on those positions, or if I wanted to trade an altcoin because the setup was so good, I would have to trade smaller amounts, because the worst thing in the world is when you're in a good trade, you're winning the trade, but you can't get off the order book because there's no money, there's no liquidity. If you can't get out of the trade because there's no money in the order book, it's the worst feeling in the world, because you can't get your win. You want to trade, but you can't get your money off. It sucks. So the lowest daily volume I'll trade at now is probably like 25 million, because one, I really don't have that problem at all on Bitunix, because Bitunix has heavy order books for all my favorite altcoins. But if I have like some sleeper trade, like maybe 25 million, I'm not sure. What made you decide to move to Washington? Well, really, it's moved back to Washington. Obviously, we're about to have our first child. We're about to have a baby girl. I have my mom and my sisters live on that island. Jada's mom and some of her family lives on that island. I have a lot of really good friends on that island, a lot of really close people in my life that were kind of there through like a transitional phase in my life. When Jada met me, I was working at an organic juice bar. All right. Like, there is no shame in my game, motherfucker. Like,
I love that.
I fought for this shit, bro. And then I got that job there, and then I left that job and became like an electrician. And then I would work electrician during the day, and I'd work at this bar and grill at nighttime. And I basically just worked all the time. And Jada and I worked at the same restaurant. Actually, she got me the job there once we started dating. And, that's kind of when we saved up over the summer. And then I got in a gnarly motorcycle accident. I had this Ninja, dude. It was 2017. I had a 2000. No, it was 2018. And I had a 2017 Ninja 650, like special edition. It was red. You dump second gear and you're going 100 miles an hour like a blink, dude.
Yep.
And I was I was on my lunch break from my electrician job, and I was going by the golf course about 150, and not sure if it was a deer or a squirrel or a rabbit or something small and brown kind of came out of my peripheral, and I was slowing down from fourth gear pinned, going about 150. I was slowing down because after the golf course, there's this slow left-hand corner, kind of drops down this hill as it goes left. And there were cars coming the other way. And this small brown thing, whatever it was, runs in front of this car into my path. And it ran so fast that it would have been best for me to brake left. But I didn't brake left because there were cars coming this way. So I had to click harder right. And at this point, I'm already on the brakes with the clutch pulled in. And I go right, and I adjusted my bike so hard right that my suspension compressed.
Oh, wow.
And then when I went to correct left, it
slingshot you?
Skipped further.
Boom.
Launched.
Yeah.
Launched. I probably hit the ground going somewhere between 50 and 70. I don't know. I was fucking rolling. And I just remember the second my hands left my bike. I love that bike, dude. That bike was like my baby, dude. Like I was doing really good, like, my sobriety and everything. And my dad mailed me that bike as like a good on you, kid. Like, keep going, keep trying. You're doing good. And dude, I get emotional thinking about it. That bike was like my life, dude. Literally, like, I got that bike and started dating Jada in the same 2 weeks. So like, I kind of feel like if we didn't have our first dates, like riding around on the back of that bike, like, I don't know if she would have, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just kind of feel like that was like my upgrade.
That was your moment.
The better version of myself rode that motorcycle. Like, in my own, everyone lives in their own coma, Mm-hmm. And I just remember the second my hands let go of that bike, I was like, no. And then I realized I'm going.
You're flying.
Miles an hour.
You're flying.
This is going to hurt. I was wearing jeans, a white hoodie, and a white Arai helmet. And I remember letting go. And I was just I kind of took like a skip and then I slid across the concrete, and I just remember thinking how hot it was. It was really hot. And I just watched my bike. I think flip like 15 times, dude. And my bike lands into this barbed wire fence, like in this little ditch, like because that turn went straight and went left. And if you were to keep going straight, that ditch, that fence is where my bike landed. And I slide into my bike.
Oh shit.
Like it beats me there and I catch it. And I just remember thinking like, holy shit, I'm alive, dude. Like, that just happened. Like, you know, I was so jacked that when I went to the hospital, they gave me Valium.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, you just so much adrenaline.
I
like,
was jacked, dude.
Yeah.
And yeah, like it was one of those things that like I was just going through the day to day, just working literally 12 hours a day on the island, and like, yeah, we were making good money. And but the reason I'm telling you this is that was kind of a catalyst, because it's all relative. And my electrician's wife was my insurance lady, and she tried to tell me that was not comprehensible damage. And I was like, an animal ran out in front of me and I crashed as a result of the animal. That is the definition of comprehensible damage. I hung up the phone and I called Progressive directly. And they were like, yeah, that's the definition of comprehensible damage. Your check will be in the mail next week. Dude, my boss's wife tried to fuck me out of my insurance check.
That's wild.
Yeah, dude. And I got that check for that motorcycle. And with the money I saved from working that whole summer as an electrician and at the restaurant, I actually had to stop working as my electric job because I didn't have a way to get around. My bike was my way around the island. And but so I worked at the restaurant and we used Jada's car at the time. And so when we left the island, you know, we had some money saved up. And then when we moved to Maryland, 3 weeks later, I broke my arm. And then by the time my fingers started working, COVID happened. And that's when I focused on crypto. So like, if it wasn't for all of that, I wouldn't be standing here right now. Like if it wasn't for that motorcycle crash, I probably wouldn't be here. That was like kind of a sum of my initial money into crypto. I remember I bought Ethereum for like $300.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember buying ETH at 300. I didn't buy much, but I bought some. You know what I mean? Crazy story, dude. It's one of those things that's like, one, I literally could have died.
Yeah.
I was more mad about my bike than my body at the moment of impact. And man, it's like it was all a part of it, you know. So yeah. AJ makes some fire juices, by the way.
So I was gonna ask you what, as someone who former juice employee, juice barista, are you a green juice kind of guy, or are you like a fruit juice kind of guy?
All right, let me tell you guys right now. Then I'll finally close the show. I remember my first beer says crypto. That's funny, bro. That was good timing. I like that. What I will say,
juice.
If you guys want a fire juice, this is what you do. 3 carrots, 2 large oranges, about 5 red delicious apples, 1/2 lemon, this much ginger. Jada will tell you this much ginger. She's fucking wrong. And I'm missing one ingredient here. Got the carrots, the apples, got the oranges, got the lemon, got the ginger. I think that's it. Yeah, and then spit in it and then give it to the customer. I'm kidding. No, that's it though. AJ stands for apple juice. That's very funny. In 2nd grade, all the girls in my class called me AJ Apple Juice. That was AJ Apple Juice was my name. Not to the boys in the class. They just called me Alan. But the girls all called me AJ Apple Juice. Okay. But yeah, that's the best juice you could ever have. And the juice of how a motorcycle crash was one of the first dominoes that led into me becoming a crypto millionaire. So there you go. It's all, guys, what I'm telling you is that the smallest part of your story, like the random shit that happens in your life, kind of starts like a ripple effect, like the cascade effect of like your consciousness and your reality. And literally, you might not know it, But today or tomorrow, it could be a week, it could be a month, something significant is going to happen in your life. And at the time, you're going to have a certain feeling, maybe even a resentment about how you feel about that significant occurrence or that occasion or that happening to you. And then 5 years later, you're going to look back and say, that was the beginning of everything. That was the start of what became this massive thing, this massive idea, this massive push. And for me, I was going 140, 150 on a 650 Ninja on an island in Washington. And I ate a bunch of shit. So, hey, we all have our story, right? Start writing yours, everybody. Have a safe weekend. I love you guys. Get rich or get wrecked. Jay Chains, any closing thoughts, bro?
That's it, man. We'll see you next week.
Yep. So tomorrow, no normal live stream. I'll let the Telegram group know when we're doing members only. I'm not sure when, but I will do one members only tomorrow. And you guys are awesome. I appreciate you all. Chains, everybody make sure Chains got a video on his YouTube coming out this weekend. It's going to be a really good video.
Banger.
Go give him a follow. Go give him some love. His channel, he's really starting to work on it. So love to see the progression. Go give him some love. And that motorcycle wreck happened for you, not to you, Seth. That's facts. That's wow.
Facts.
Shout out to the homie Seth, man. He's 2 for 2 in the chat today. I like this guy. All right, guys. Much love. Have a good one. Get rich or get wrecked. Peace.